This is a Headgum original.
All new If I Were You's? What the heck? Well, kind of. You see, about 5 years ago, we recorded 70 episodes of this here advice podcast and released them ad-free for our Patreon behind a paywall. And we figured, why don't we release the best dozen or so? Because a lot of people never heard these episodes. And we'll slowly release them every other week on this podcast feed that you're hopefully still subscribed to, as a way of saying, you know what? Thanks for sticking it out. It's kind of like the post-credit sequence of a movie. You wait, or a secret track on a CD. You waited weeks and weeks, so why don't we release some new-ish to you, potentially, episodes of If I Were You. So this is one of those episodes. Thanks for listening. Remember, if we said something crazy, you got to envision these were recorded in 2018. I mean, what a different time. So you won't hear anything about the pandemic or anything like that, but hopefully still enjoyable. All right, here it is. Enjoy. Diligent Dillinger, a dilly of a pickle ginger. Pickled ginger Dillinger, a dilly-daddle Dillander. Dander, mander, goat, and fluff. Show me that billy goat gruff. All right, ready?
No, I quit.
If I were you, if I were you, if I were you, if I were you, I'll tell you what I would do. If only I were you. Shark.com.
Let's get started.
You dabbed, but you didn't seem happy about that.
I was unhappy.
And your eyes were open. You rarely see an eye open during just a bored dab.
Yes.
And since this is a video, people could see you dabbing.
That's right.
And you wanted that
It
to
is my
happen.
burden that I must dab for the intro.
It is my dab to bear. That was Stoney with the theme song. We're going to stick with Stoney for this theme song because
Thanks, Stoney.
he's the GOAT. And ideally, these will
The
be
OG.
the GOAT podcast episodes.
That's right.
Patreon exclusive. I don't know if you're listening to this as a podcast, but we're also recording this as a video.
It's a video, baby.
So people can see everything I'm doing. So I'm going to hold up a certain amount of fingers. Ready?
Yep. 4.
Yep, that's correct.
2.
Yes, that's good.
All right. Let's get started.
What's in between those two?
We got the 2 plus.
Here.
1.
Yep.
That's 2.
Yes.
4.
Uh-huh.
5. Easy.
And then lastly, give me the middle one.
Boom, baby.
Oh my God.
I don't fucking remember.
It's tree.
3. Tree.
Three.
Tree. Yeah, triggered it.
All right, good. As always, these are going to be real questions from real people, but we can get a little bit more animated when we're answering it
That's right.
because, of course, there's a video component to it. So,
And either way, it's adless, baby.
oh, that's true.
Adless and gladless.
So we're not happy, but at least there's no commercials.
I'm miserable.
Why?
I'm miserable, bub. I'm going to make a lot more faces.
Oh, that's good because people can see
Yeah.
it.
I made a funny face when I said I'm miserable, everybody. Y'all saw it if you're watching the video.
How about we just describe it in case we're doing
Okay.
the audio version? Okay, so Jake's eyes are pretty open right now. They're wide. His nose is stretched down. His bottom lip is sort of swallowing his top one. His eyebrows are up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tight-lipped, surprised frown. That's
Yeah.
what I would describe it
All
as.
right, that's cool. All right, do me. Ready?
Ooh, Amir is exposing more bottom teeth than top. The bottom of his mouth is wider than the top, and the rest of his face is dead.
That wasn't on purpose. All right, now he's doing sort of a dead-eyed smile.
Oh,
He's
Amir-
laughing, but you
Amir
can
had
tell
a
he's
heart
sad. All right, this one is called "My Boyfriend Got Headbutted." It's from,
Okay.
it's from a girl. Do you have a lady's name? We're gonna give this lady a fake name just to preserve her anonymity.
Let's call her Shasta McNasty. The short-lived sitcom starring Vern Troyer.
Yeah, very short-lived.
May he rest in peace.
Of course. Shasta writes, while out at the pub with my lads, the whole group started talking about one girl from our old high school. All the boys were talking about how much they liked her, and my boyfriend said he didn't really see why they liked her so much. My best friend then proceeded to headbutt my. My best friend then proceeded to headbutt my boyfriend in the face.
Okay.
So extreme. Me, my boyfriend, and my boyfriend's best friend left after that and went home. Am I allowed to be angry at my best friend? Why the fuck did he headbutt my boyfriend? How am I supposed to move on from this and be his friend again? Thanks, guys. You rock.
You
Love,
rock.
Shast.
Have you ever been headbutted?
No, what a weird way to attack someone. It seems painful because it's like a really strong bone in your skull.
Yeah, I got headbutted once.
And why?
It was like my friend Steve was like just fucking amped. Like,
That's
and
cool.
that would be like the kind of thing he would do to me when he was like a football player.
Are strong people's skull more hard? Like, I imagine a strong guy headbutting me, and then my skull breaks.
Right.
But, like, there's no reason that my bones are softer than his, even though he's, like, a thick, bearded hooligan man.
There must be something in the physics of, like, you are the momentum, and you, like, headbutt through somebody, right? Maybe?
That's true. If you're moving and the other person's not, does that mean his skull will break and yours won't?
I mean, I think it hurts both people.
Yeah, because it's two heads hitting each other.
Let's try it.
All right, ready?
Well, there's a difference. I guess there's a difference of if, like, you're not expecting it, and then I headbutt you.
You know what it is? It's like because like maybe the front, the crown area, now that we're on video, I can show you. This is the front.
Right.
So maybe this is the hardest bone. And then if I turn your head around and hit the side of your skull, maybe that's a softer part of the bone.
Well, I think I would, like, if I was headbutting you, I'd go my crown into your schnoz.
Oh, into my nose.
Yeah, because that's the most delicate part of your face, right? That's like, there's not really any bone here
Yeah.
in the nose.
I've seen
and your nose will just break and you'll start bleeding. Your eyes automatically water.
a skull doesn't have a nose. It has like the beginning of a nose, and then
Yeah,
So what's
but you
going
can still
on?
break your nose. That's
What
like,
is this shape?
It's cartilage.
Yeah. But
It's
what is that-
cartilage,
what is that?
dumbass.
What is cartilage?
What do you mean, what is cartilage?
If it's not bone and it's not muscle.
It's cartilage.
Yeah. And where else is cartilage, and why is it cartilage?
It's in your cock.
What?
I think your cock is all cartilage when it's
No.
hard.
No.
Yeah.
Your
This is a
ears.
video so I can show everybody my penis.
Oh yeah, it's an ear. You have a little ear down
Oh,
there.
yeah, cartilage up here in the ear.
Yeah.
It's just like super hard skin.
It's so funny. It's like the body has bones, which everyone knows. It's got the muscles and the blood. But
Yep.
also, just for like little finishing touches, God gave us cartilage.
That's right.
Not quite a bone, but a little flappy, soft bone.
Thanks, God.
So you got the nose, which is the cartilage. You got the
ear,
ears,
which is a little bit more
cartilage. Yeah, that's the soft bone. Anything else that's a soft cartilage bone?
I really think your cock.
Just mine.
You have a cartilage cock.
So this person was talking not even shit, but just saying like, I don't understand why you guys don't like this girl.
Yeah.
And then this guy headbutts.
It's clear to me that the best friend wanted to headbutt the boyfriend for a very long time and finally got the tiniest inkling of a reason, and he seized the opportunity.
What do you think about her? I think she's fine.
Oh,
What the fuck?
crap!
I said she was fine.
You headbutted me.
It's just such a funny word, headbutt. Because there's butt heads, which is completely different. That's like when
Well,
someone's
knocking head-
acting like a nuisance.
Yeah, butt heads is sort of more like figurative, and
Yeah.
the headbutt is literal.
Is that the two meanings of the word butt? Are they related there? Like to butt someone? And then there's also a butt.
Yeah,
Is
and like
it
well,
named
also like the
after
butt
them?
of the gun too.
Yeah. But it's so that is like the ass though.
we should figure out the origins of the word butt.
Yeah. And
It's
is that
like-
cartilage? Am I allowed to be angry at my best friend?
Of course. Why? Like you're allowed to be angry at your best friend if he like shows up late to dinner.
I
if
think
he,
it's
if
illegal.
If he attacks the person you love, you're allowed to be angry. You're always allowed to feel an emotion.
What? That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
So like if I'm sad, that's also allowed.
Right,
And if
and
I'm
then-
happy or offended, I can do that too.
Yes, and I'm allowed to be affected by your emotion
That's
or
right.
not give a shit or
As a
feel my
human.
own emotion.
And that's all fair.
Yes,
Because
this is
it's all
it's all
feelings.
legal.
Mm-hmm. Why the fuck did he headbutt my boyfriend?
Because he's in love with you. Because he's in love with you, princess.
How am I?
Don't you see that?
How am I supposed to move on from this and be his friend again?
You don't have to be. If you're this angry that you're this confused, I can clear it up. Your friend physically assaulted someone,
Which is not good. If anything, he's not allowed to do that.
Right.
You can feel anything. You just can't strike somebody.
Right. You can't feel something so much that you actually inflict physical harm on somebody.
Wait, did you say why your friend headbutted you?
He was just excited. He was happy. Like,
God, it was
we
like
had like good
accidental.
news, and he was like, "Woo!" and he headbutted me, and it like really hurt.
Yeah. It's a cool thing in football, like with the helmet, like to headbutt someone who's like, yeah, let's get amped.
Yeah, and that was Steve. He was the football captain, and for some reason, he was friends with a little Jewish nerd in school.
And then did it make you bleed? Did it bruise? Did it break? Did it crack?
No, I think it just hurt for a while. Yeah,
All right, that's fine.
it was cool. You're the
Uh,
man, Steve.
I love you, Steve. I'm still thinking about you, Steve. Here's a question from a dude who's got a question about D&D.
Nice. That's what's up.
So what do you want to call this guy?
I feel like I've exhausted all the D&D names from my. No, I haven't. Skullis.
Okay, Skullis writes, I'm a 16-year-old living in Calgary, Canada, home of the dying Western spirit. I love D&D and subsequently NADPOD as well. And I DM a campaign with my 2 longtime boys and GF of 7 months. I'll be frank, I don't think it's a very good relationship for either of us. Even though I pined after her for 3-ish years,
Ever since he was 13.
now that we've been dating, I feel unprepared and put off by how clingy she is. She's always guilting me into talking to her longer despite never thinking of anything to talk about, and it's just not good for either of us anymore. I want to leave her, but she's part of this campaign. So I can't just hop on the midnight train to Singleville, as it would be unfair to my friends and would really mess things up campaign-wise. What should I do? Do I need to man up and do it? Or man up and not do it?
That's okay.
Help!
Do I need to grow a sack and then not confront her?
P.S. I've also been sort of flirting with other girls on the DL to feel some sort of
course you have.
romantic satisfaction. I know that it's super unfair to her, and I wonder if I need to stop doing that too.
All right. I think there comes a time in your life when it's worth figuring out the problems and the hiccups in a relationship and seeing if you can get through to a nicer, better, easier side of it.
Uh-huh.
When you're 16, if there's even the hint of a problem, just break up.
Yeah, it's
Like-
like she talks to me a little bit too much, so let's end everything.
Of course. Why would
Yeah.
you're 16. You're going to have hopefully 20 more girlfriends before you have to settle down.
So it's almost like relationships are a base or a foundation, and when you're 16, you have nothing. The slightest
Yeah.
hiccup will just destroy the foundation.
As it should.
Yeah.
I don't think that that's like a problem. I think that's the right way.
And then at age 30, then it's like you have a stronger foundation. If things go wrong, you can just
Right.
like address it and talk honestly.
Oh, she
and
talks to me in a
openly.
baby voice. Like, well, she still might be a good person. So why don't you just say that you don't like the baby voice?
So why do you, at age 16, why are you more likely to break up, and why do you think that's a good thing?
Because I think you need more experience points, and I think you need to be single, and I think you need to have like lots of breakups and get-togethers and flirt with people.
So like, yeah, even if there's a hint of something not being perfect.
Yeah, I think when you're 16, it's maybe more time to like get to know yourself, and when you're 30, it's more time to get to know somebody like past the surface of their idiosyncrasies that make you like question if you should be with them.
That's beautiful.
Thanks. I'm glad I caught that on video.
Oh, we stopped rolling.
Awesome.
Yeah. The eyes opened.
Because dabbing is like just putting
Yeah,
your
over your
eyes,
eyes.
yeah, over the eyes. But from now on, I'm gonna dab to the crack, so you guys can see my sad face.
Yeah, because you never see someone's face during the dab, and that's what you don't want to see.
Yeah.
It's like a camera
The
over
right.
a blindfold.
The shame that somebody feels with their face when they find themselves in a deep dab. What have I done here?
The deepest dab of all. Would you stay in a relationship just for the joy of a campaign? Like Murph and Emily are married in your campaign. What if their relationships hits a rocky point and it starts affecting the game? What if they have to separate and then they can't continue the fucking campaign?
That'd be really hard. That would be really hard. But I think this guy, like for me, I don't know the answer there. I don't know it at all. It'd be a sad thing. They'd have to deal with it. I wouldn't have to do. All right. So this guy, he's only had this girlfriend for 7 months, and he's playing a D&D campaign with his 2 best friends.
That's right.
And he's the DM. This girl doesn't have to be part of the campaign, and your friends probably will be fine with it. Or if they're sad, they're gonna like survive because you're the fucking DM.
Oh, he's the DM, so he's he's the game. Everyone else seems to be interchangeable.
He's the dungeon master. I mean, everybody else adds a lot of flavor, and I'm sure they're like integral to the game. But what the game needs more than anything is the dungeon master. He constructs the story. He creates the consequences. The bad
This is
guys,
him
the
talking to his
conflict.
friends, like, so who are you gonna choose? And they're like, we already chose her.
Yeah, she's like a tiefling bard, and she's super fun.
I think anybody could DM is all, so like I'll do it.
Because she makes the banjo noises with her mouth.
All right, so you're saying, what should I do?
Break up. When you're 16, it's never ever worth it. Like, don't. You're also like flirting with other people.
Yeah.
And you like that, and you're having fun. So why would you be like, I don't want to do that? It'd be better if I was miserable.
Yeah, I would rather be sadder in the campaign than happier and without it.
Yeah.
But you understand
Break
that.
up. You can start a new campaign.
A new campaign with a new loved one too. What is a relationship but a D&D campaign? So you're rolling happiness points.
That's right.
Or you're what else is there in D&D?
It's collaborative storytelling, which is a relationship. You're telling your story with your significant other.
Together. And you're writing a tale that hopefully ends happily.
And you
ever
can roll with advantage every time.
I actually sold a little ad myself. So can we do a quick commercial break?
What are you talking about? Who did you sell it to?
To Starbucks. Yeah.
This is ad free,
I
and you
stole
approach one of the biggest corporations. You're lucky. I fucking love Starbucks.
So I stole a coffee.
Go for it.
And they were like, "You have to pay for that." And I said, "Don't worry about it. I'm gonna plug it on my show." And,
And then you were chased out of a Starbucks.
And I said, "What show?" And I said, "Don't worry, you'll see." And then they chased me all the way down to my car, and I sped off. So I guess.
Honestly, good on that Starbucks employee who's like not paid to chase people through the parking lot.
Yeah, I guess
glad
I would
they
just
take their job that
You should really
seriously.
just steal coffee from every coffee stand because who's gonna actually like go out of their way, take the apron off, and sprint after?
They don't
you?
have equity in the company.
Yeah, you can steal from
Like,
that.
so you get your coffee. They're like, you have to pay for that. Like, what the fuck do you care? Why do you give a shit? I
You
think
get paid
Starbucks is
either
going
way.
to survive. All right,
I'm
and
eating a
you,
croissant.
you have an hourly wage. They're not going to fire you for not stopping. Oh!
That's the manager behind you.
Again. I got to stop stealing from this specific Starbucks.
Your hands in the tip jar. What do you care? Eating a fucking breakfast burrito? What? There's like a 1, a couple 5s in here. Give me a fucking break, ma'am.
Can I have a job application?
I'm poor. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. If you're finding yourself in an anxious time, a stressful situation in your life, the best way to navigate out of those things is through talk therapy. And the best way to find a therapist is by using BetterHelp. I found therapy to be very useful in navigating some stresses in my life. And it's not just me, it's millions of other people who are using therapy and millions of other people who are using BetterHelp. BetterHelp is better than regular therapy because it's entirely online, so it's designed to be convenient, flexible, suitable to your schedule. It's incredibly affordable. It's very secure. You just fill out a questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time at no additional charge. Find more balance with BetterHelp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/ifIwereYou. And if you go to that specific URL, you'll get 10% off your first month. Holy smokes, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/ifIwereYou. Visit today to get 10% off your first month and start feeling better fast. Thank you, BetterHelp. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this episode of our show. Man, I feel like we've been ranting and raving about Squarespace for decades. And maybe we have, because it's the best way to create a professional-looking website. If you want to launch an online store or maybe a portfolio or give someone a gift of a website, Squarespace is the best way to do that. You don't really need to know how to program, code, design. It's all very simple. drag and drop technology. They got member areas, they have video studios, email campaigns, analytics. They've been around for so long, and their product is so refined and great and affordable. And if you want an even bigger discount, you can check out squarespace.com/ifiwereyou for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, just use that offer code IFIWEREYOU to save 10% off your purchase of a website or domain. That's right. You can buy any URL you want as long as it's available. Like amirisastinkydude.com is probably available. You can buy that. Or, somebody else is a stinky dude. It's kind of fun. Might be fun to buy somebodyisastinkydude.com. Or if, you want to give somebody a gift of an online portfolio presence store, you can do that all at squarespace.com/ifiwereyou. You get a free trial, and then when you're ready to launch, just use that offer code IFIWEREYOU to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you, Squarespace. Oh, here's one. There's a follow-up up. We don't really do this on the podcast.
Ooh.
This could be a fun thing to do for these videos. People who have written to us before in the past often give us a follow-up, and then I never quite remember what our advice was to begin with, so it never feels right to talk about. But this lady not only told us that she wrote in before, but she told us what happened, reminded us.
Ooh.
So this is what she writes. So you answered my question in episode 304, and I wanted to give you a follow-up. Basically, what had happened was I matched with this guy on Tinder, we fucked, and then he slowly stopped talking to me. I was heartbroken, but I decided not to hit him up and just move on. That was 10 months ago. This week, I came across his Tinder profile again and swiped right, and it was a match. He said we should hang out again. I said yes with little expectations, and I'm glad that I went, because it made me realize that he really wasn't shit and wasn't worth being sad about. He wants to hang out again, but I think this time I'll just not respond to him. Thanks for your advice.
Oh my God, the ghosted becomes the ghostee.
That's a good feeling.
That's awesome.
But I like the idea of a ghoster person, like every 6 months, just like completely forgets his past. It's like, hey, we should hook up again. It's like, you ghosted me. It's like, oh, did I? I don't know. I don't even remember.
No, I actually respawn. And
a ghost becomes a human again, I guess, every 10 months or so. We should hang out again. So it seems like what we can tell people is to just wait 10 months and everything will be fine.
That's true.
10 months is a solid chunk of time.
That does sort of reset the clock a little bit.
Yeah. And then
after 10 months, you get curious about, like, what would fucking them feel like again?
Yeah. 10 months is the most amount of time. Like, what's longer than 10 months?
11 months.
But like, really?
You didn't know anything was longer than
But, like,
10 months?
Yeah, but after 11,
You're the numbers guy.
That's the end of time.
12 months, a year, 2 years.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
How old am I? I start disappearing. Can we make it so
10,000?
my hand is disappearing in frame? Probably not. We don't have that SFX budget.
Not yet. Support us on Patreon.
All right, let's keep rolling. This is how we do it in the video episodes. There
Yeah.
are no breaks. There are no pauses.
But also, way to go.
Thank you.
Not you.
I appreciate
To
it.
the follow-up, Pop.
Nonetheless, I do appreciate it.
Okay.
And I feel like you respect me a little bit more.
I don't.
And it's kind of cool that I got over what I was going through. And
With
I sort
not
of,
knowing how much.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
With not thinking anything was longer than 10 months.
Thank you.
And now you're
Thank
plugging
you.
your ears.
La, 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 la,
Ah, la, 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 la,
I guess
lum.
plugging
Ah,
my
la, la, la,
ears-
lum.
Plugging my ears doesn't work if I'm wearing headphones.
You can only hear me louder.
All right. Another dude's name. We'll call this guy Fitzroy McPatrick.
Why?
Because I don't know. Oh, that's his actual name.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Fitzroy writes.
That's another thing we're doing on the Patreon.
We're outing everybody. There is no anonymity anymore. I'm a 21-year-old student living in a new city for a summer internship that's almost over. I'm subletting a room in a 3-bedroom apartment, and about halfway through the summer, a guy moved into one of the open rooms. He's 73 and well-traveled, but unfortunately very afraid of technology and evil chemicals. The man will not drink city water, use soap to clean his dishes, and once told me he convinced a man to stop taking cholesterol medication because he convinced it only masked the high cholesterol and didn't actually lower it. He could have killed that guy. I do love our conversations where we talk about traveling because he's been to like 85 countries and stayed in 500 hostels, but it's hard to get over some of these infuriating lectures about how something I'm doing in life is wrong. Anyway, this is all kind of annoying, but pretty tolerable. On bad days, I would add to a draft of an email to send to you guys, but never felt it was enough to ask the almighty advice gods. but today he blew it into the fucking stratosphere.
Oh dear.
I picked up some toilet paper after work because I noticed we were running low, and I let him know in case he was planning on picking some up soon. He then casually drops the bomb that he doesn't use toilet paper. Then I had to stand there in horror as he explained in agonizing detail that he reaches into the water with his hands and wets the working area with a wet, slimy hand, then squeegees himself clean. I've been sharing a kitchen with this guy for close to 2 months. I guess my question is, how can I get a 73-year-old man to start wiping his ass with toilet paper? Thanks for your help and much love. Mr. Bonkulate. I guess that's the nickname he gave himself.
Okay.
So there's a 73-year-old that he's living with, which is already kind of funny. He's kind of
But he's
a
well
crazy-
traveled.
He's well traveled, and he convinces people not to take cholesterol medication. At 73, your brain is hardened into your ways. This
Yeah.
guy's convinced himself that science isn't real. I don't know if you can convince him how to wipe his ass at this point.
You know on Twitter when people use the clapping emojis?
Yeah.
That's what I want. Like,
I
you
thought that was
need
the
to
prayer.
move out.
Oh, like that.
You need to move out.
Yeah, so you clap emoji, need clap emoji,
Mm-hmm.
to
Clap emoji.
move, clap emoji, out, clap emoji.
Yes. You need to move out.
Clap emoji.
That's right. There's nothing. I mean, I do want to just say that I fucking hate when people like think that they've unlocked the secret to life about like, oh, like don't drink unfiltered water, don't take medicine. Like this
Yeah.
is how you do it. Like actually toilet paper is really bad for you, so I stick my hand up my ass. This
Yeah.
is like
I'll just, you know how they did it for 2,000 years, we survived with just using natural spring water.
But I like that does work. I mean, not the toilet paper thing, but some people are like, "Oh, I don't like need to take medication and like I don't get sick."
Yeah.
So you shouldn't either. But that's not true because everybody's bodies are fucking different. So just great you found out what works for you, but don't talk to me.
Yeah, but the
You
problem is
septuagenarian ass.
not only that, but this guy's touching shit with his shit hands.
Yeah, I mean, this guy's like, we're through the looking glass with this dude. He's like, I would find him so infuriating just for telling me that I was doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
And that's that's before he's touching my plates with poop.
He's also so not aware of himself that he's fine admitting to it. He's like, if I was not wiping my ass with toilet paper for years, I wouldn't tell anyone because they would probably judge me accordingly.
It's I mean, this is like, I feel like my ass is the cleanest after I've taken a shower because I've soaped my ass.
Yeah. Holy shit,
so,
you're
like,
on his side.
But I get
You think he's onto something.
no.
You don't wipe your
He's
ass.
doing like his own hand wash bidet.
That's right.
But it's the lazy man's bidet. Like, what he's doing is not effective enough. I don't even think it's good enough to clean his asshole.
I think it. Let's take a step back and think about it because he is washing his ass.
He's not washing. He's not using soap. He doesn't use soap. It's just water.
Yeah, it's just water.
He
But
said
he's
that he
using
does
a
not
bidet.
use. He has said that he doesn't like hand soap, right?
Yeah.
Earlier, or maybe it was dish soap with the dishes.
Yeah, dish soap.
But all right, so like we've established that the guy has a general mistrust of soap,
Yeah.
and now we're talking about how he washes his ass with his hand. So we can reasonably assume that he is not using soap for either the ass wash or the hand wash following.
Yeah, but what if he did use soap for the hand wash following? Is that better than toilet paper?
Arguably. But I don't think.
And maybe the cholesterol medication does just affect the test and not the actual cholesterol.
And he is well traveled.
He has been to 500 hostels.
I don't know. But this is like, it seems like one of those like things that he learned abroad where it's like, oh yeah, half of India doesn't use toilet paper. Like, well, people are so sick there.
Oh, I guess I never thought one step ahead to realize that people are so sick there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you can teach an old dog new tricks, even if one of these tricks is wiping his own
Right.
ass.
But we can teach you a new trick, and that's moving out of your apartment.
Which seems like it's going to happen anyway.
Yeah.
This is why people don't live with people who are 50 years older than them. There's going to be some sort of cultural difference. There's going to be a generation or two gap.
Yes.
Um,
The chasm is wide with this one.
but God, this guy who's saving money on toilet paper, let's say I do just use the water. Because I mean, I do have a bidet, so that's rinsing my butt.
Right.
And then I still use the toilet paper to dry.
You
the
have to
butt.
mop it up.
Yeah, you have to mop.
You have to
it up.
mop it up and wipe away the shit. It doesn't just like fall into the toilet. Shit's not that it's not that perfect.
What if he's like, but dogs don't wipe their ass?
And dogs have dirty assholes.
Huh? He wipes his mouth. Really?
Starts sucking on his fingers.
Have you seen little? What's a dog's name?
Rex.
Have you seen little Rex around recently? And he's doing the whole.
You couldn't think of a dog's name?
Well, I was gonna say shoe.
Fido? Why shoe?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like I got stumped. Like shirt. That's not a dog's name.
No, that's an item of clothing.
Right. Or
And
like
so is shoe.
Das.
That's not even a word.
Right. It doesn't-
Das.
Das is a bad dog.
You're a das.
You're an absolute das of yourself. So move out is the thing that we're telling him. You can't teach this guy to start wiping his ass at age 73.
Unless you do it yourself for him.
Oh.
Can you sneak into his room and wipe his ass?
Right now, Jake's doing another interesting face. Yeah.
Can you wipe his ass?
Sort of a water boy impression. Eyebrows still raised. He's kind of crying.
Every time I give myself an underbite.
Yeah, underbite, no lips.
Yeah.
High eyebrows. And a confused look. All right, that's it. That's 30 minutes up, 30 minutes down. We don't have to thank anybody. We don't have to talk about any sponsors. It's just us answering questions.
Yeah.
Hopefully you guys liked it. Let us know what you think. There's comments on these posts. I believe that's true.
That's true.
So leave a comment. Let us know what you think. We can adjust accordingly. It's just us two. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, baby.
We can end with a homemade theme song.
A fucking dab salute.
Absolutely. That's a good t-shirt.
Absolutely.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Ciao.
If I were you, if I were you, if I were you, if I were you, I'll tell you what I would do if only I were you.
That was a Headgum original.